How did my marriage upgrade list end with a stranger handing me papers in a busy lobby while people watched? Why did he laugh, walk out, and then answer me with calm rules I could not talk my way around? My name is Eulalie Weller-Pierce, and I always believed I was the reasonable one in my marriage. I worked, I planned, I kept our life moving. Graham was the kind of man who liked quiet. He liked the same meals and the same weekends. He said that was peace. I said that was laziness. We had been together for 5 years. People heard 5 years and assumed it meant we were stable. I used that word too. I said we were stable. But inside, I felt stuck. I watched other couples online. I watched rings, trips, and surprise dinners. I told myself I was not asking for too much. I was asking for what I deserved. That morning, I sat at the kitchen table with my notebook open. I had written my list in neat lines. I called it a growth plan, not a demand. That mattered to me. If I used soft words, then it had to be fair. I made coffee and set my phone beside the notebook, face up, like I was ready for a meeting. Graham came in, wearing the same grey hoodie. He looked at the notebook and asked what it was. I said it was something important, and I wanted him to listen. He said he was tired, and asked if it could wait until the weekend. I said the weekend always became another excuse. I told him I needed clarity. He sat down slowly. He asked if I was unhappy. I said I was tired of carrying the relationship. He asked what I meant by that. I told him I made the plans. I kept the calendar. I remembered his family's birthdays. And I pushed us forward while he just showed up. He said he did show up and he worked hard for us. I said work was not romance. I slid the notebook toward him. He looked at the first line and blinked. I watched his face like it was a test. He asked why I wrote this like a contract. I said marriage is serious and serious things need clear terms. He asked if I was giving him an ultimatum. I said it was not an ultimatum, it was standards. My list was simple to me. I said I needed him to dress better in public. I said I needed weekly date nights planned by him. I said I needed him to start going to the gym and take pride in himself. I said I needed him to be more ambitious and aim for a higher role at work. I said I needed him to stop being so sensitive when my friends joked. I said I needed him to propose by the end of the year because I was not going to wait forever. Graham read it twice. He asked if he had done something wrong. I said he had done nothing big, but he had done a lot of small things that added up. He asked why I was talking like he was a project. I said I was talking like a woman who knew her worth. He asked what my part was. I said my part was staying patient for 5 years. He held the notebook with both hands. His eyes looked tired, not angry. That made me even more firm. I wanted a stronger reaction. I wanted him to fear losing me. I wanted him to prove he still wanted me. He asked what would happen if he did not agree. I said I did not know, but I could not keep living with disappointment. I said, people change when they want to. I said love needs effort. He asked if I was threatening to leave. I said I was naming the truth. Then he laughed. It was short, like air escaping. It was not a huge laugh, but it felt like a slap. He looked down at the notebook and shook his head once. He asked if I truly believed this was love. I said he was being dramatic. He asked if I heard myself. I said he was trying to make me feel guilty for asking for basics. He pushed the notebook back toward me. He stood up. He said he needed to go. I asked where he was going. He said he could not do this conversation right now. I said he always ran away when things got real. He said he was not running. He was refusing to be handled. I followed him to the hallway. He put on his shoes without looking at me. I asked if he was really leaving over a list. He said it was not just the list, it was the way I looked at him while reading it. I said I looked at him like a wife with standards. He said I looked at him like he was less than a person. He picked up his keys from the bowl. I noticed a new key on his ring, small and silver, one I had not seen before. I asked what it was for. He said it was for something practical. I asked what something meant. He said it did not matter. His voice stayed flat, like he was protecting it from me. He opened his phone to check the time. I caught a glimpse of his calendar before he turned the screen away. I saw a reminder that said, "Meeting personal," with a time in the afternoon. I asked who he was meeting. He said it was personal. I said that sounded secret. He said not everything was mine to manage. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. That line made my face burn. I told him marriage is sharing. He said we were not talking about marriage right now. He said we were talking about respect. I said respect follows results, and I needed to see results. He looked at me like he did not recognize me. He asked if I heard how cold that sounded. I said it was honest. He walked out and pulled the door closed behind him. The click felt final, even though it was just a door. I stood there, holding my notebook like it was proof that I was right. My chest felt tight, but I told myself it was his fault. I told myself he laughed because he could not face his own failure. I texted Marina and said he acted like a child. She replied fast and said he was intimidated. She said men hate strong women. That made me feel better. I posted a story on my social page with a quote about bare minimum. I did not write his name, but I wanted people to know. I wanted the world on my side before he could speak. Later, I went to a coffee shop near my office. I opened my laptop and tried to work, but I kept watching my phone. I imagined him coming back with flowers. I imagined him calling and saying he was sorry. When my phone stayed quiet, I told myself he was doing it on purpose to punish me. When I got home, the kitchen was clean in a way that felt planned. 2 mugs sat on opposite sides of the counter, like someone had moved one away. I saw a thin folder on the table with a plain label that said household. I touched it and it was empty, like it had been moved or sorted. A faint toner smell hung in the air, like a printer had been used and then hidden. I told myself I was still the good one. I told myself he would come around. But when my phone lit up, it was not his name. It was a silent notification from his shared device list, just a small line that said a file had been uploaded successfully. I stared at it, and for the first time that day, I did not feel in control. 2 days after the kitchen fight, I acted like nothing happened. I went to work, I answered emails, and I smiled at people. Inside, I was boiling. I wanted Graham to feel what I felt. I wanted him to learn that laughing at me had a cost. At lunch, I met Marina and Brielle at a small coffee shop near the office. They asked what happened after he walked out. I said he acted like I attacked him, even though I was only asking for basic effort. Marina said men hate being challenged. Brielle said I should make my point in public, so he could not twist the story later. I told them I did not want drama, but I also said I was done being quiet. That night, we went to a rooftop bar downtown. It had string lights and loud music, and the tables were close together. Marina said it was perfect because people would see us having fun. Brielle said I needed to look free, not sad. I posted a photo of my drink and wrote a short caption about knowing my worth. I did not write Graham's name, but I knew people would guess. Graham arrived late because Marina invited him so we could all talk. When he walked in, he looked around like he was searching for a safe corner. He came to our table and asked what this was. I said it was a normal night, and he was the one making it weird. Marina asked him why he could not just accept feedback. He said he did not come for feedback. He came because he thought we needed privacy. Brielle said privacy was how men hide their bad behavior. Graham asked why everyone was speaking for me. I said they were speaking because they cared. I kept my voice calm on purpose. I wanted to look reasonable. I asked him, in front of everyone, if he understood how long I waited for him to become a husband. He asked what that meant. I said he knew what it meant, and I was tired of pretending. He said he did not laugh at my future. He laughed at the list because it sounded like a threat. I said it was not a threat. It was a mirror. Marina laughed and said he could not handle a mirror. A couple at the next table glanced over. I noticed and felt a small thrill. I told myself this was proof I was brave. Graham asked if we could step aside. I said stepping aside was how he avoided accountability. He said he would talk to me, but not to an audience. I said he created the audience by failing for years. Brielle lifted her phone and said she wanted a picture of women supporting women. I leaned in and smiled. Graham asked her not to film him. She said it was a public place. Someone tagged me in the photo before the night even ended. I saw the preview pop up and felt satisfied. Graham looked at his own phone once, then put it face down. I saw the top of the screen for a second. A missed call showed with no caller ID. He did not react to it. That made me uneasy, so I told myself it was nothing. On the ride home, he sat quiet. He asked if I enjoyed embarrassing him. I said I did not embarrass him. He embarrassed himself by refusing to grow. He said growth was not the problem, respect was. I said respect follows results, and he had not given me any. He asked if I even liked him anymore. I said I loved him, but love was not enough when a man stayed the same. The next day at work, I told people I was going through a lot. I did not say details, but I said it with a tired face so they would fill in the blanks. Tessa asked if everything was okay at home. I said Graham was acting cold and punishing me with silence. She said that sounded rough. I said it was worse because he did it to look like the good guy. Around noon, Noah came in for a routine supply check. He smiled in that easy way that made me feel seen. He asked if I looked tired. I said I was dealing with relationship stress. He said I deserved peace and support. I told myself it was harmless to talk. I told myself it was normal to vent. He asked if my husband appreciated me. I said Graham took me for granted and acted threatened when I spoke up. Noah said some men want a woman small, so she never leaves. I said that sounded like Graham. Noah said I should not waste my best years waiting for a man to become ready. I nodded like he was describing my life. I hated how much I liked hearing it. Later, my manager asked me to stop by for a quick word. He said my focus seemed off lately. I said I was managing family issues. He said he understood, but he also said my late arrivals were becoming a pattern. I said traffic was unpredictable and my husband was not helping at home. My manager said he needed a plan, not a story. I said I would fix it. That evening, I drove to the parking garage under our building. I saw Graham's car already there. His car was parked straight, close to the wall, like he wanted space. I got out and walked fast, ready to accuse him of being distant again. He was standing near the elevator, holding his phone. He asked where I was after work. I said I stayed late. He said my phone location was off again. I said he was spying. He said it was not spying if a spouse asked basic questions. I said he was insecure because he knew he was failing. He said he was not insecure, he was confused. He asked why I needed other people to fight my battles. I said he refused to listen unless I had witnesses. He said he listened in the kitchen, and I treated him like a problem. I said he was the one who walked away. He said he walked away because he was not going to beg for respect. He unlocked his phone and looked at something. Then he tapped the screen and held it still for a moment. I could not see what it was, but it looked like a note or a saved item. He put the phone back in his pocket. I asked what he just saved. He said it was nothing. I said that was suspicious. He said I was allowed to think whatever I wanted. I tried a softer tone. I asked if he missed me. He said he missed who he thought I was. I said that was cruel. He said it was honest. I said honesty was not an excuse to punish me. He said he was not punishing me, he was paying attention now. In the elevator, the silence felt heavy. When we got home, he went to the kitchen and opened his laptop. A spreadsheet was on the screen, just numbers and columns, no clear title. He closed it when I came close. I asked why he was hiding things. He said he was organizing his life. I said he was acting like I was not part of it. He said that depended on my choices. I went to the bedroom and checked my phone again. The tagged rooftop photo was spreading. Comments were piling up. People were choosing sides without even knowing the facts. I told myself that meant I was winning. But when I looked at Graham's side of the bed, it was untouched, like he had not planned to sleep there at all. I hated that he could make me feel replaced without saying a word. I told myself the rooftop night proved something. I said it proved I was not weak. I said it proved I could speak up and people would support me. But when I woke up, Graham was not in bed. His side was flat and cold. The guest room door was closed, and I heard nothing from inside it. In the kitchen, he stood by the sink with a quiet face. He asked if I slept well. I said I slept fine. He said he would take Maya to school today. I said that was nice, like it was my idea. He nodded once and did not argue. While he made her lunch, I watched him move. He was careful with everything, like he was trying not to spill. He set one mug near the sink and put the other mug on the far counter. I noticed the space between them. I told myself it was petty. I told myself he was trying to punish me with silence, and I would not give him the satisfaction of my fear. Maya walked in wearing her backpack. She asked why Dad was quiet. I said Dad was tired from work. She asked if we were still going to Grandma Trish's house on Sunday. I said yes, because family does not stop. Graham looked at me then, and his eyes held on my face for a second longer than usual. He did not say anything. He just turned and helped Maya with her shoes. After they left, I scrolled through my phone. The rooftop photo was still getting comments. Some were supportive, and some were nosy. I replied to the supportive ones with hearts. I ignored the nosy ones. I told myself I was protecting my peace. I also saved a few comments that made Graham look bad. I thought I might need them later. At work, I did my job, but my mind kept moving like a fly in a jar. I wanted a message from Graham. I wanted him to ask if we could talk. He did not. My phone stayed quiet, and that quiet started to feel like a wall. Noah came by again that afternoon. He asked how I was holding up. I said things were tense at home. He asked if my husband finally understood what he could lose. I said Graham acted like he did not care. Noah said some men only care when it is too late. I said that sounded true. He asked if I wanted to grab coffee after work, just to talk somewhere calm. I said I should go home, but I also said I needed air. He said he understood and he would keep it simple. I told myself it was harmless. I told myself I was just getting comfort because my husband refused to give it. We met at a small coffee shop 2 blocks from my office. Noah asked what I wanted from life. I said I wanted a partner who chose me every day. He asked if Graham did that. I said Graham chose routine, not me. Noah said I looked like a woman who had been starving for attention. I laughed, but my stomach warmed. He said he did not mean it as an insult. He said he meant I deserved better. He asked if I ever thought about leaving. I said I could not just leave because of Maya and because of the years I gave. He said, time should not trap me. He said a woman should not have to beg for basic care. I nodded again. I let myself enjoy the feeling of someone agreeing with me without questions. After coffee, I checked the time and jumped up. I said I had to pick up Maya. Noah offered to walk me to my car. I said that was not needed. He said he wanted to make sure I felt safe. I told myself that was sweet. I told myself Graham never thought like that. In the car, my phone buzzed. It was Graham asking if I could pick up Maya after all, because he had to stay late. I stared at the message for a moment. I could have told the truth. I could have said I was still downtown. Instead, I wrote that I had been at work, and I was already on my way. I felt calm as I typed it. I did not even feel guilty. I told myself he forced me to lie by being difficult. At the school pickup line, I watched other parents chat. I smiled at one mom who had seen my rooftop post. She asked if things were okay. I said it was complicated, and I was learning to set boundaries. She nodded like I was brave. That made me feel tall. When I got home, Graham was in the living room with his laptop open. He closed it quickly when I walked by. I asked what he was doing. He said he was sorting some household stuff. I said I could help. He said he had it. I said he never let me in anymore. He said he did not know what "in" meant right now. I went to the bedroom and changed clothes. In the closet, I saw a small gap where his gym bag used to be. I opened the guest room door and saw the bag on a chair, like it lived there now. The room smelled clean, like fresh detergent. I told myself he was trying to show independence. I told myself it was a performance. That evening, Trish called me. She asked how things were. I said Graham was acting cold and childish. She said he was trying to scare me into lowering my standards. She said I should not give in. I agreed quickly. I liked when she spoke like I was the hero. Graham came into the kitchen while I was on the phone. I lowered my voice. He asked who I was talking to. I said my mom. He asked why I sounded secretive. I said he was imagining things. He said I had been imagining things a lot lately, and it was always about him being wrong. I said he was being defensive. He said he was being careful. Later, he asked if we could talk after Maya went to bed. I said yes, but I said it like I was doing him a favor. When Maya finally slept, he sat at the table with his hands folded. He asked if I had been honest with him. I asked what he meant. He asked if there was someone else. I laughed and said he was insecure again. He said he was not yelling, he was asking. I said he was trying to blame me for his failures. I said any woman would feel lonely with a man like him. He asked why I could not answer the question. I said the question was insulting. He said my reaction answered it more than words. He stood up and walked to the hallway closet. I heard a soft click like a lock. He came back with nothing in his hands. He asked me to stop posting about him. I said I was allowed to speak my truth. He said truth did not need an audience. I said he wanted silence because silence protected him. He said silence protected Maya. When he went to the guest room, I stayed in the kitchen and stared at my phone. Noah had sent a message asking if I got home okay. I typed back that I did, and I added a small smile. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was just being polite. Then I heard a faint beep from Graham's phone through the wall, like a recording app starting or stopping. I sat very still. I told myself I was paranoid, but I also told myself I needed to be smarter because Graham was not reacting like before, and I could feel the ground shifting under me. Sunday came fast, and I decided the best place to fix things was a place with witnesses. I told myself it was for the family. I told myself it was for Maya. But I also knew I wanted a stage again, because a stage made me feel safer. We met at a family restaurant with a long table and loud plates. My mother, Trish, came early and chose a seat near the middle. She said she wanted to hold the space. My father, Dennis, sat at the end like he wanted to disappear. Brielle arrived wearing a bright jacket and a smile that looked rehearsed. Graham came in with Maya. He held her hand and kept his shoulders still, like he was not going to bump into any drama. Elaine and Robert followed him. Elaine's face was polite, but her eyes looked tired. Robert nodded at me once and sat down without talking. At first, people talked about normal things. Maya showed her drawing. Graham told her it was beautiful. I felt a sting when he sounded gentle. I wanted him to sound guilty. Trish asked Graham how work was going, and then quickly asked if he was finally ready to be serious. Graham said he was serious about being a good father and a steady person. Trish said that was not the same as being a strong husband. Graham asked what strong meant. Trish said it meant leading, providing, and not acting offended when women asked for more. I stepped in like a judge. I said I only asked for basic growth. Graham asked what basic meant when I wrote deadlines and rules like a boss. I said he was twisting it into something ugly. He said he did not twist anything. He simply read what I wrote. Brielle leaned forward and asked him why he laughed at my list. Graham said he laughed because it felt like he was being auditioned for his own marriage. Brielle said men should feel lucky to be chosen. Graham said marriage was not a prize. I said he was being cold again. He asked if I could stop labeling his tone and actually listen. Elaine asked if we could keep the conversation calm because Maya was there. I said Maya needed to see adults talk honestly. Elaine said honesty did not need humiliation. I told Elaine she was biased because she raised him. Elaine said she was a mother and a grandmother, and she was tired of watching me use words like weapons. That sentence hit me hard, and I needed to regain control. I said Elaine was attacking me because she could not accept her son's failures. I said, Graham refused to plan dates, refused to propose, and refused to change. Graham asked if I wanted a proposal or a performance. I said I wanted effort. He asked why my effort looked like public shaming. Robert spoke in a flat voice and said, we should focus on the child and stop turning dinner into a trial. I said I never started a trial. I said Graham started it by laughing and leaving. Graham said he left because he could not talk in a space where every sentence was treated like a joke for the group. Dennis cleared his throat and asked if we could take a break. Trish looked at him and said he always defended men. Dennis said he defended peace. Brielle rolled her eyes and said peace was just silence. Graham said silence could be protection, not avoidance. Maya asked why everyone was mad. I smiled too wide and said nobody was mad. We were just talking. Graham asked her if she wanted dessert. She nodded quickly. He signaled the waiter with one hand, steady, like he knew exactly what to do. While the waiter walked away, my phone buzzed. The screen showed no caller ID. I flipped it over. Graham's eyes moved to the phone and then away. He did not ask about it. That bothered me. I wanted him to be jealous. I wanted him to prove he still cared. After dinner, in the parking lot, Graham asked if I felt proud of how I spoke to his mother. I said his mother started it. He said his mother tried to protect Maya from tension. I said Maya needed to see me stand up for myself. He said standing up did not require pushing other people down. On Monday morning, the school pickup line felt different. I saw two parents glance at me, then look away fast. One mom who used to chat with me kept her eyes on her steering wheel. I told myself they were jealous. I told myself they only knew what they saw online, and online I looked strong. Maya climbed into the car and asked why Dad did not come. I said Dad was busy. She asked if Dad was still sleeping in the other room. I said yes, because he liked space right now. She asked if space meant we were not a family. I said we were still a family, and I made my voice bright like a cartoon. Maya looked out the window and did not answer. At work, my manager sent a message asking me to come to the HR meeting room. The subject line said, follow up. I felt my stomach tighten. I walked down the hallway and told myself it was just routine. I told myself I was a good employee. In the HR room, my manager and a HR rep sat with printed papers. The printer in the corner made a soft sound and then spit out a blank page, like it was nervous too. The HR rep said they needed to talk about attendance and reliability. I said I was under stress at home. My manager said he understood stress, but he also said the timestamps did not match my explanations. He asked why I said I was working late on a day my badge scan showed I left early. I said the system must be wrong. The HR rep asked if I could provide a clearer schedule going forward. I said yes, and I said I felt singled out. My manager said nobody was singling me out. They were responding to patterns. I left the HR room feeling angry, not ashamed. I told myself it was unfair. I told myself Graham's behavior was spilling into my work life. I told myself he was doing this to me, even though he was not even there. That afternoon, Noah texted and asked if I was okay. I said work was stressful and home was worse. He said I deserved a break. He suggested meeting for coffee again. I hesitated and then said yes, but I told myself it was just talking. I told myself I needed someone on my side. When I got home, I found a sticky note on the counter near the mail tray. It said, in Graham's handwriting, bring forms. I picked it up and stared at it. I asked Graham what forms he meant. He said it was for something practical. I asked if it was about me. He said it was about responsibility. I told him he was acting secretive again. He asked if I wanted transparency or control. I said I wanted honesty. He said honesty started with me. I said he was blaming me for everything now. He said he was not blaming. He was observing. I looked at his face and realized something I did not want to admit. He was no longer trying to win the argument. He was building a wall, brick by brick, and my words were not getting through it. I still told myself I was right, but I also felt a new fear, quiet and sharp, because calm did not mean surrender anymore. I woke up on Tuesday with the feeling that I was behind in my own life. Graham moved around the house like I was a piece of furniture. He did not slam doors. He did not insult me. He did not raise his voice. That was the part I could not stand. I wanted anger, because anger meant I still mattered. In the kitchen, he made oatmeal for Maya and packed her water bottle. He asked if I could sign a school form later. I said yes, but I said it like a favor. He nodded like he did not care if I agreed or not. He asked if I was taking her to school. I said I had work. He said he would do it. He did not ask for praise. When they left, I stared at the counter and saw the sticky note again, the one that said, "Bring forms." It was still there, like a quiet threat. I picked it up and put it in the trash. I told myself that ended it. 10 minutes later, I took it out of the trash and set it back on the counter, because throwing it away felt childish even to me. At work, my manager sent another reminder about punctuality. I told Tessa it was unfair. She said she did not want to get involved. I asked why she was acting distant. She said HR was watching patterns and she needed to protect herself. I told her she was being disloyal. She said she was being realistic. Around noon, Noah texted and asked how my day was going. I said it was heavy. He said he was nearby and asked if I wanted to step out for air. I said I could not. Then I changed my mind and said maybe for 10 minutes. I told myself that was still responsible. I told myself I was only taking what my husband refused to give. We met near the front of my building, where the lobby had glass walls. Noah asked what was wrong. I said my husband was being cold and acting like a stranger. Noah said that sounded like punishment. I said it was punishment. Noah said some men try to teach lessons when they feel they are losing control. I said Graham liked control too much. Noah said I deserved a man who did not need to win. His words felt good, like warm water. I hated that I needed them. I told myself needing them made Graham the villain. I told myself if Graham had just proposed, none of this would be happening. After work, I went to the supermarket because I wanted to feel normal. The bright lights and the music made everything feel fake, like a set. I filled the cart with extra things I did not need. I picked snacks Maya liked, and a more expensive coffee for myself. I told myself it was self-care. I told myself I earned it. At the checkout, my card declined once. The cashier looked at me and waited. I felt my face heat up. I tried again and it worked. I pretended nothing happened. When I checked my banking app, I saw a transfer earlier in the day that I did not recognize. It was not a big amount, but it was enough to bother me. I told myself Graham was moving money to control me. I told myself that was proof he was the bad one. When I got back to the parking garage, I saw Graham's car in the same neat spot as always. His car pointed toward the street, ready to leave fast. I carried the bags to the elevator and practiced what I would say. I decided I would accuse him first, so he would be on defense. That always worked before. At home, Graham was in the living room with Maya. She was coloring, and he was helping her spell words. He looked calm, like a teacher. I hated how he could look good without trying. I put the grocery bags down harder than I needed to. He glanced at the bags and asked if I got everything. I said yes. He asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. After Maya went to wash her hands, I brought up the transfer. I asked why money moved out of the account without telling me. He said he was organizing things. I asked what that meant. He said it meant he was tracking bills and making sure everything was covered. I said I could track bills too. He said he was not stopping me. I said it felt like he was hiding things. He said he was not hiding, he was separating tasks because we were not functioning as a team. I said he was acting like we were already divorced. He said he was acting like we needed stability. I said he was making decisions without me. He said I had been making decisions without him for months, just louder and with more people watching. I said he was twisting again. He said he was describing. I tried a different angle. I said he should be worried about losing me. I said other men noticed me. He asked what I meant. I said I meant I could have options. He said if I needed to threaten him with options, then we were already in trouble. I said he did not care. He said he cared about Maya's routine and a quiet home, and he would not fight in front of her. Maya came back in and asked if we could have the cookies I bought. I said yes too fast, like I wanted her on my side. Graham asked her to finish homework first. She sighed and sat down. Graham spoke softly to her, and she listened. I watched them and felt jealous of my own child for getting his calm attention. Later, when Maya went to bed, I tried to pull Graham into a conversation. I said we needed to fix this. He asked what fix meant. I said it meant he needed to stop punishing me and start acting like a husband again. He asked what acting like a husband looked like to me. I said it looked like apology and effort. He asked what my apology looked like. I said I had nothing to apologize for because I was reacting to years of disappointment. He asked if I understood that I could not keep humiliating him and then demand romance. I said I did not humiliate him. I told the truth. He asked why my truth always needed an audience. I said because nobody listened to women in private. He said he listened in private, and I used that against him later. I stood up and paced. I said he was trying to control my voice and my friends. He asked if my friends cared about our marriage or just the entertainment. I said they cared about me. He asked if caring meant laughing at him and filming him. I said he was overreacting. He said he never overreacted. He just remembered. He walked to the hallway and opened the small cabinet where we kept batteries and tape. I watched him because I expected some dramatic move. Instead, he took out a plain envelope and set it on the shelf, then shut the cabinet again. I asked what it was. He said it was nothing I needed to touch. I said that sounded like a threat. He said it was a boundary. I asked if he was talking to someone about me. He looked at me for a long time. He asked if I was finally scared. I said I was not scared. I was offended. He said offended was what I called fear when I wanted to feel powerful. I tried to laugh like I did at the rooftop bar. The laugh came out thin. I said he would not do anything because he was too passive. He did not react to the insult. He did not even blink. He walked to the kitchen, poured himself water, and drank it slowly, like he had all the time in the world. Then he set the glass down and faced me. He asked me to stop posting about him and stop bringing people into our private life. I said I would not be silenced. He said nobody was silencing me. He was asking for basic respect. I said respect follows results again, because it was my favorite line, and it made me feel protected. He nodded once, like he was accepting a final answer. He said he was done arguing in circles. He said he would not yell, he would not beg, and he would not perform. He said he would handle it properly.